Good morning, distinguished guests, graduates, family and friends. Welcome to Bond University's graduation. Please take time to note the nearest fire exit to you. They are located in each corner of the theatre. In the unlikely event of an emergency, please follow the directions of university staff. As today is a very special occasion for each of the graduates, please turn your devices to silent and remain in your allocated seat for the duration of the ceremony. A live stream of this ceremony is also available from the Bond University website and YouTube channel. Graduates, I will now take you through the ceremony protocols for the presentation of awards. When directed by staff, please proceed in your order of seating and line up along the stairs to my right. When your name is announced, proceed to the table at my left and take your testamer. Then proceed to the presiding officer at the far side of the stage to have your photo taken. Once your photo is taken, please proceed up the middle aisle of seats and around the rear of the theatre to be directed back to your seat. The formal proceedings will commence shortly, but first, please enjoy a short presentation celebrating 30 years of Bond University.
Today, as of this moment, vision has become reality. The way is now ahead. From sandstone and a strong, unwavering vision, an institution was built to offer a student experience without peer. A university created to redefine the landscape, setting new heights for global education. In our first 30 years, almost 30,000 alumni have passed through our doors.
All our graduates to extend. Be successful, have great careers, and never forget Bond University.
With an unbreakable bond to the international networks and experiences that position them for success. Together, we have built a legacy. A legacy that continues to evolve today.
Bond University will take its place among the great universities.
As we strive for and reach new horizons in personalized learning, we continue to deliver a truly remarkable global student experience.
To my fellow graduates, thank you for your friendship. Please cherish the memories and friends, but continue making new ones. Goodbye and good luck.
Since 1989, Bond University has forged the way in law, business, society and design, health sciences and medicine, and sport. Led by great minds.
Bond University will become a magnificent jewel in the crown of Australian tertiary education.
With an even greater vision for the next 30 years and beyond. It's because of those who came before us that our future is limitless.
Graduates, will you please stand for the academic procession?
Graduates, you may be seated. Acting Chancellor, graduates, family and friends of the graduates, university colleagues, welcome to this celebration of the graduation of bondees from 193 and 201, or in non-bond English, Semester 3, 2019 and Semester 1, 2020. Please join with me in thanking our Piper, Bond alumnus, Pipe Sergeant Nick Tompkins. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected and interrupted every aspect of our lives, including the celebration of the achievements of our graduates. Here at the university, we acknowledge that graduation is a liminal event in the life of a student, and as a result, we are delighted that we are able to offer each graduate that is able to attend, and their family and friends, the opportunity to participate in this ceremony that publicly marks the significant milestone of graduation. Moreover, with COVID rules changing daily and our COVID-related horizon inexorably drawing in, we at the university are pleased to see that so many of you are able to be present today. In order that there was no delay in post-bond employment or further study, each eligible graduand graduated in absentia on either the 12th of February or the 11th of June and have already received their degree and associated papers. Each graduate present this morning will be presented to the Acting Chancellor and have their photograph taken with him. Ladies and gentlemen, this room in which we are gathered is the university's largest lecture theatre. It was named the Basil Sellers Theatre in honour of and in recognition of Basil Sellers AM, a major philanthropist who has had a successful business career as well as being an accomplished sportsman. Dr. Sellers is a significant benefactor of many organisations in Australia and abroad. It is now my honour to introduce the Acting Chancellor for the ceremony this morning, member of the University Council, member of the Audit and Risk Management Committee and President of the Bond University Rugby Club, Dr. Manny Poll, AM.
Welcome everybody, and what a wonderful day this is. I remember when I was sitting in your seat some years ago, and I must say, COVID aside, it's really, really an exciting day. Graduations are always special events for the graduates, their partners, their family, friends, and all of those who have supported them during their studies here at Bond University. I'm delighted that you're all able to join with the university and honour each of these graduates on this wonderful occasion. Let me begin by acknowledging the people of the Yugambeh language on whose ancestral lands our university now stands. I pay my respects to their leaders, past, present, and emerging, and I do so in a spirit of reconciliation. Each of you are our special guests, be it students or their supporting family and friends. However, I would like to acknowledge Dr. Sahil Abedian and his wife Anne Jameson Abedian, who are also in the audience. He and Anne of Sunland Foundation are very generous supporters of the school, its students, and the wider university. And in fact, indeed, there are several students at today's ceremony who would not have been able to graduate without their support. So a heartfelt thank you to both of you. It is always a pleasure to see Sahil and Anne on campus, and they always support functions, not only the graduation, but they're here whenever we're required and certainly attend every other occasion, even though they might not even be invited. It is trite to say, though, but even more true, that all of us here are living in interesting times. I'm immensely proud of the Vice-Chancellor, who's not with us right now, but I'm sure is watching on the screen as he watches everything that goes on at the university, and the university staff, who have been determined to hold these graduations in spite of what's going on with COVID and in spite of all the rule changes that Michael suggested earlier on. We always wanted to hold them in a formal and public manner, and to those of you that are attending, thank you very much. For those of you that are watching via the video link, we hope you can get a feeling of the warmth and the joy of all of those that are sitting here because about what's about to happen. We commenced planning for this week of ceremonies, and we did so in the hope that at least some of our graduates and their families based interstate might be able to attend. But alas, obviously, border closures have put a stop to this. And in fact, I have the honor of being here today to officiate because the Vice-Chancellor is in lockdown in New South Wales. I mean, the Chancellor. And she desperately wanted to be part of this, but even as an ex-judge, she wasn't able to change the rules so that she could attend. As I said, we're live streaming today's ceremony, and I am aware that we have a number of fellow graduates watching from various places overseas and interstate locations. And I believe everyone here today knows a fellow Bondi, a friend, or a member of family elsewhere, and particularly in Melbourne, who are suffering under worse conditions than we are here. So from us up here on the Gold Coast to wherever you are watching, you are in our thoughts during this most surreal of times. I'm sure that I speak on behalf of everyone in attendance today when I send our collective best wishes to those everywhere, particularly in Victoria. My own experience of many universities as a student, a graduate, and a member of the University Council has confirmed my belief in the positive benefits of a good education. Some of our lifelong friendships are formed while we were at university, and in fact, many students meet their partners at the university. Universities are indeed special places, and we should do everything to protect them and help them to prosper. Like many good universities, Bond offers an excellent academic program and many programs where students learn contemporary knowledge and master various skills. The university is also full of groundbreaking academic staff who understand groundbreaking research and disseminate the latest findings to the students. And we are continuously not only developing the infrastructure, but the course material. And again, I have to thank Sahil and the trustees of the foundation, because they have been instrumental in ensuring that the faculty and the buildings that you studied in were able to be created over time. During my time at Bond, I've noticed the sheer joy on the faces of students, which one does not typically observe at other universities. Bond's student-centered mission, and I can assure you that on the front page of the report that we as councillors get at every council meeting, the number one metric is the student experience and how you rate the university. And that is unparalleled in any university that I'm aware of. Its intimacy induced by its determination not to grow too large, its diversity of people, and its strong sense of independence and self-destiny are all critical ingredients that make up the unique character of Bond University. There are unique elements that are embedded in the DNA of Bond, the superb student experience that is on offer, and the inviolate rule that the interests of the students are paramount. Notwithstanding the beautiful physical surrounds of the campus, the striking built environment, the ornate gardens, the stunning collection of art on display across the university, and you just have to walk out the doors to see that. The reality is that Bond is always about its people and its community. To the proud parents, other family members, and friends of the graduates, I share your sense of pride when we see the students sitting here about to receive their degrees. I know exactly how you feel, and my wife Gail and I are proud parents of Bond alumni and graduates of this university, and I acknowledge the huge difference that Bond has made in their lives and certainly ours. Graduates, you are now joining a very proud, rich, and diverse Bond alumni community. With around 30,000 members spread around the world, there's always a Bondi doing some good in the world at any given time. This is now your opportunity to join the Bond Alumni Network, perhaps help someone out and do some good. We are always looking for opportunities to involve alumni in the life of the university. Through mentoring, graduate opportunities, guest presentations, and many alumni like giving back to the university during the various phases of their careers and life. And in fact, there are a number of Bond alumni who are current members of council. Following the ceremony today, please visit the Alumni Centre on your way to Don's Tavern, which is your favourite spot, I'm sure, in the university, and receive a graduation gift from the merchandise store and grab a quick photo at the Alumni Centre. We understand just how significant a commitment is to a Bond degree. The path to today has required some extraordinary time, effort, and application. Our accelerated academic program is challenging. You don't have the holidays like the other universities do. We believe that a university degree must be earned. Further, a bond degree requires considerable investment as we are a self-funded, non-profit institution, and it requires management, especially in tough times like the moment, and also ensuring that financial resources are in place. So I thank the many family supporters and benefactors that have provided financial assistance to enable the graduates to study at Bond. Graduates, you should be immensely proud of your achievements, but you should also recognize that your achievements would not have been possible without their support. While today is a day to celebrate, it is also an opportunity to reflect and say thank you to those whom have supported you. So please do so, and I don't just mean a text, which is the modern medium of communication, but give them a call and let them hear your voice. You each have a copy of the program where you can follow the list of the graduates. I trust that you enjoy the ceremony, respect and acknowledge each and every one of our graduates, and take away your special moment. I now look forward to the presentation of each individual graduate. And I now ask the Executive Dean of the Faculty of Science, Society and Design, Professor Derek Carson, to present the graduates.
Excuse me while I adjust my dress. Before I formally present the graduates, I'd like to remind you all of the procedures that will follow today, compliant, of course, with COVID-safe protocols. Graduates, no doubt you will have an urge to shake the hand of our Acting Chancellor, but please do not. And members of the audience, please remain in your seats during the ceremony at all times. Acting Chancellor, I present graduates from the Faculty of Society and Design. Dana Marie Cattell. Amelia Mohajir. Wei Luo. Gigi Rogers. Natasha Marie Hopner. Jasmine Natalie Lisotto. Chen Yang Bai. Leanne Olivia Cabral. San Chong Chan. Yan Chen. Tai Dui Dang. Kai Shing Guo. Xin Yi Hai. Xin Dong Zhang. Fang Zhen Lin. Di Qian Liu. Yi Manpo. Yue Zhou. Shooting Chu. Jia Li Saya. Xu Zaya Yang. Shan Ying Zhou. Ling Ju. Hong Yuchen. Hu Yu Harvey Fong. There's always one. Chuck Yang Foon. Chow Han Guo. Chandan Karfa. Akshay Kiran Kumar Kumbar. Yang Ron Lee. Ru Yuan Liu. Imtiaz Makanda. Arth Kumar Shailesh Bhai Patel. Nitin Paul. Xian Hao Chuan. Chen Chen Chen. Yu Chen Chen. Wei Chia Su. Patil Zente Bhai Tala. Xian Ping Wang. Chuan Fang Wei. Pei Wei Wu. Wei Lin Wu. Rani Winter Coombs. Muna Vulaneva Muhammad Aslam. Adnan Manzoor. Micah Butler. Dane Rock Camera. Dylan Jordan Desai Rogers. Matthew Gregory Simpson. Dhaval Kumar Jayan Tibai Daduk. Kaushik Narendra Panchal. Kerry Patricia Dryden. Sasha Kim Peterson. Rochelle Agnetha Hodder. Maximilian Andreas Neuer. Acting Chancellor, Ms. Nikki Shike has been selected to give the valedictorian address on behalf of the graduating cohort this afternoon. She is graduating with a degree of Master of Communications. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Nikki Shike.
Acting Chancellor, Executive Dean, esteemed guests, friends, loved ones, and it is with great pride I say, fellow graduates. What an honour it is to address you all today as we celebrate the day that many of us have been working so hard towards, our graduation day. Except it looks a little different to what we were all imagining. For example, we are social distancing, a term that we never used before the pandemic. The word collaborate is no longer used exclusively in our resumes, but it's the platform that facilitated our final weeks of learning. And people have engaged in panic buying, which prior to the pandemic is a term that could have been synonymous with the desperate dash we've all made to papyrus before happy hour is over. Indeed, we are graduating into a world that is different to what we expected, but fear not, we've come prepared. We have in our possession the most powerful tool to not just get by in this unfamiliar world, but to take action for positive change, and that's our education. Recently, I read Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, and one quote really stuck with me as I was drafting this speech. And in it, it said, "It was possible, I knew, to live on two planes at once, to have one's feet planted in reality, but pointed in the direction of progress." Whatever progress means to you, whether it's progress in your career or in society, these words remind us that there is value in being grounded, because it brings with it the opportunity for reflection, for realisation, and for revolution. And as we close this important chapter of our lives today and open another, like a novel, we can reflect on the stories that ground us and the character development, the friendships, and the adventure that have led us here today. My narrative begins a long way away from this stage, having graduated with a Master of Communication from a uni that encourages participation. In fact, one of my earliest memories was from when I was 5. I had moved to Australia from Japan, and I had no confidence in my ability to speak English. I never spoke a word in primary school, so my first few years of education were a challenge, as I felt that I didn't have the ability to connect with my peers and my teachers. But with this came my fascination with communication and my drive to learn varying ways to connect with a diverse group of people. And it is through this that it became abundantly clear that in challenges we find inspirations. It is through experiences like these that the value of your unique narrative is realised. And it is through embracing your differences that you learn that there is strength in diversity. With my background, there was no doubt in my mind that Bond was the place for me. So much so that this is actually round 2. I completed my undergrad in international relations here 5 years before beginning my master's. And that's how I know that with this certificate comes the keys to the world and the knowledge to contribute to a better version of it. But with it comes something more intangible, connections with our peers and our educators. For me, it's the human communications and social media lecturer who taught me that the greatest leaders don't just work hard to open doors for themselves, but they hold it open for others. It is the relational and organisational communication lecturers who showed me that empathy is our greatest strength and that learning and life go hand in hand. It is the public relations teacher who exemplifies that we can and should use our skills to give back to our communities. And it is my dissertation supervisor who told me that the possibilities are endless with a good education. On behalf of the class of 193 and 201, I'd like to thank the Bond teaching staff for making our university experience one that we will carry with us for the rest of our lives. I'd also like to thank our fellow Bondies for the fun and the friendship, many which were forged during the unique experience of leaving the MLC as the sun rises after completing that group assignment. And I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces here who I'd typically see in the MLC at 4 a.m. Thanks to our employers and our colleagues who have supported us throughout our degrees, and our family and friends who have been there during the peak of the semester when we are over-caffeinated and any sense of fashion has gone out the window. Thanks for loving us no matter what. Today, we close this chapter at Bond University and we flip to a blank page of possibilities. And in the words of Michelle Obama, I hope that yours is pointed in the direction of progress. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. What an amazing and erudite speech, and we thought nothing less would happen today, so thank you. As always, you've done yourself and the faculty proud. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just provide a little context as to why Nikki was chosen today as today's valedictorian. As we've heard, Nikki is graduating today with a Master of Communication, and alongside that, she receives the following recognition. She was awarded, and students, listen to this, 7 first-in-class awards out of 7 subjects that she was eligible for, placed in the Vice-Chancellor's High Achiever list on 2 separate occasions, the 2 semesters she was eligible to be so, awarded the Faculty's Graduate Achievement Award, and is graduating with a high distinction with a perfect GPA of 4.0, and you know how hard that is to achieve, and a C GPA of 90%. A truly amazing performance and exceptionally worthy valedictorian. Please let's congratulate Nikki again. Well, graduates, you've done it. Graduating from a university programme, whether it's a diploma, an undergraduate, a postgraduate, or an HDR programme, is hard. Graduating from a university that adopts an accelerated approach to learning without the benefits of long holidays between semesters with very little downtime is even more difficult and more of an achievement. And graduating in the midst of a global pandemic and having your final semester and final exams disrupted in the way many of you had, and of course coping with that situation, is incredibly impressive. You should be proud of yourselves. We, the faculty of Bond University, your parents, friends and supporters certainly are of you. Well done. As some of you in the room may know, I'm a professor of psychology, and as such, I have a great interest in how human beings form memories. An aspect of memory that humans often struggle with is the ability to anchor a memory trace of a particular event to a particular time in a particular place. An exception to this is when we experience or live through something that's truly remarkable and or significant to us. Dare I say, like a global pandemic. I predict that in years to come, you may find yourself sitting alone, reading of the 2020 pandemic. And when you do, many things may come to mind. You may be reminded of how you felt, who you were with at the time, what you did, or perhaps more to the point, what you didn't or couldn't do. But everyone graduating here today will share a real tangible connection. And that is, this connection is that when you're reminded of the pandemic, this day, this event, this celebration with friends and family, this graduation will come to mind. And I hope it will evoke many happy memories for years to come. The significance of connection and shared experience is perhaps even more evident and more important than ever before. You were all students in and now proud alumni of the Faculty of Society and Design. As you know, our faculty is an eclectic mix of disciplines. We cover the humanities, the social sciences, communications, right through to the built environment and architecture, and much more. What all these disciplines have in common, what brings them together, is people, us. How we think, how we act, how we organise ourselves in groups, how we fit into society, how we live, the way we live, the buildings, the cities that we live in, and how we coexist. In truth, our faculty speaks to how each of our lives are intrinsically connected and linked. Indeed, it could be argued that it's this very connectedness that exists in the world that has led to the COVID-19 pandemic becoming a true pandemic. Everyone in this theatre will appreciate the truly global nature of the crisis that the world's facing. The extent of the pandemic's reach is a true reminder that no matter how unique we think we are as individuals, how separated we think we may be due to the roles we hold, and how some might have us believe how different we are from other groups and other nationalities, there is no doubt we are connected, and this connection matters. We know it matters. I mean, across the world, when governments responded to the spread of the virus, what most did is they tried to isolate it. As we've mentioned, as Nikki mentioned in her speech, physical distancing was introduced. So what did we do when it was introduced? We found ways to reach out, to connect with one another. We all saw the incredible footage of the Italian piazzas early on in the pandemic, with people singing ensemble from their balconies, people from numerous countries during lockdown standing outside their houses, engaged in impromptu exercise classes. Most of the developed world took to Zoom, to Skype, and to a myriad of other forms of electronic communication, all because we sought and we craved ways to be connected with others. So, as you go out into the world, commencing the next part of your lives, you'll find your way, you'll find your role, or more probably in today's society, you'll find your roles, plural. Armed with a little luck and effort, you will achieve many wonderful things. You've demonstrated already you have an incredible capacity to achieve. It's why we're here today. In your time with us at Bond, each of you has developed an incredible array of skills and acquired knowledge and attributes that will stand you in exceptionally good stead as you embark on your journey. Of course, each of these journeys will be different. They will be unique to you. They will reflect the opportunities and the challenges faced by you and you alone. But what they'll have in common is that the contribution you make, the difference you invoke, will be important not just to you, but to the people around you. Remember, we are all connected. The opinions you form, the values you hold dear, all will affect your behaviour and the decisions and the choices you make, and they will impact on others just as much as they impact on you. Some of these impacts and consequences will be immediately obvious. Others will take time to emerge, but emerge they will. Keep this in mind. Remember, we're all connected, and what each of us does will affect those around us. Your successes, and there will be many, will of course be down to you, but they'll also reflect on those around you, those who support and those who love you. Take, for example, the achievement we marked today. There's absolutely no doubt your performance at Bond was down to you, to your hard work, to your dedication, to your abilities, but let's accept others will have helped you on your way. Many of you will have benefited from the support of your family and friends, and indeed it's pleasing to see so many of these people here in the audience today. Thank you for coming to share this day, and thank you for the support you have provided your loved ones throughout their studies. Some of you will have benefited from mentoring by supporters in industry. All will have benefited from the incredible staff and expertise that we draw on across the university. And finally, a good number of you will have benefited from general financial support by way of a scholarship. As mentioned in the Acting Chancellor's welcome, today we have a number of graduating students who benefited from the incredible support of the Abedian Foundation, two of Bond's closest friends here supporting and congratulating those Abedian scholars right to the very end, Dr. Savelle Abedian, Mrs. Anne Jimison Abedian, thank you for coming. And I'm minded, just this morning I looked at the Abedian Foundation and I was minded that the motto of the foundation is, through education we unite the world. So very similar to what I'm saying today. The point I have made in this speech is that we are connected. People support us, and where we can, we support others. In our lives, we impact on others, and others will impact on us. Remember this when you make decisions, when you act, and when you give back. And please, think of giving back. Your journey is important. Your generation's contribution to this planet we all share is hugely important. The choices you make, the paths you take, they will be crucial. My staff, having worked with you during this time with us, we watched you grow, we supported you, we taught you, and we learned from you. We are delighted your next chapter is about to begin. We know what you're capable of, and consequently, we can easily imagine what you will achieve. It's not an exaggeration to say the future is in your hands, and what fine hands they are. Enjoy the journey, make an impact, stay connected with one another and with your university. As we say, once a Bondi, always a Bondi. Once again, many congratulations. You did great. Well done. Thank you. One of the wonderful traditions we have here at Bond is that we get to read out the charge to students. Now, it has been said, I'm quite competitive, okay? And I'm aware, I have watched the YouTube video of the previous graduations. The business school were loud, HSM were louder. We are going to be the loudest. So, graduates, please stand to hear the charge. I charge you as graduates of Bond University, demonstrate at all times the highest moral and ethical standards, to apply your learnings and education to the benefit of society, to pursue the highest standards in all your endeavours with excellence, always your aim, and to support forever and enhance the reputation of your university through engagement as proud alumni. Graduates, do you accept this charge? Perhaps louder? Do you accept it? Much, much better. You may now be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, that now concludes the formal part of the ceremony. Shortly, the official party, the valedictorian, the academics and the graduates will process out of the theatre. I ask that you remain seated while the procession leaves the theatre and only exit once the last graduate has left this theatre. However, you're all invited to join the graduates in Don's Tavern, which will be open today from 11 to 1 o'clock for post-ceremony refreshments. Myself and my colleagues will be there to meet you. You'll need to show your ticket to gain admission to Don's Tavern, however, and be seated once you're there. Graduates, please stand to join the academic procession.